Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about the concept of the temperature sensor. Okay, so the temperature sensor. The name itself says that the temperature sensor is used to monitor the environment temperature. Okay, let's go. First, what is temperature sensor? Temperature sensor is the one of the type of the analog sensor, and also it is an electronic device that measures the temperature of its environment and converts the input data into the electronic data to record and monitor or signal temperature changes. Okay, the temperature can be done to two ways. Okay, first one is direct contact with the heating source. Okay, first way is temperature sensing can be done through direct contact with the heating source. The second way is without direct contact with the source using the radiated energy instead. Okay, the temperature sensor can be done through two ways. First way is direct contact. The second way is without direct contact. Okay. Then type of the temperature sensor. The temperature sensor can be classified into four types. First one is thermocouples. Second one is RDT, which means a resistance temperature detector. Third one is thermistors. Fourth one is semiconductor based integrator circuits. Okay. Let's we see the one of the type of the thermistor. Okay. Today's session we are going to learn about the LM35 temperature sensor. Okay, LM35 temperature sensor is the one of the type of the thermistor. Okay, LM35 is the one of the type of the thermistor. Okay, why we go for the LM35 temperature sensor? Here we have four types. Okay, but mostly in our prototype models we go with the LM35 sensor. Okay, the reason behind we choose LM35 temperature sensor is the main advantage is the temperature sensor has a the black coating. Okay, the black coating protects the self heating from the temperature sensor. Okay, the main reason behind that we go for LM35 is it has some coating, it protects the self heating. Okay, and then LM35 temperature sensor is compared to another sensor, it is low cost and it provides a greater accuracy. Okay, the three reasons behind that we choose the LM35 sensor. Okay, then we go for the principle of the LM35. Okay, the basic principle of the LM35 temperature sensor is the temperature is the voltage across the diode terminal. Okay, if the voltage increase, the temperature also increase. Okay, it may be followed by a voltage drop between the transistor terminal of the base and emitter in a diode. Okay, it says that the basic principle of the LM35 temperature sensor is the voltage across the terminal. Okay, if the voltage increases, the temperature also increases. Okay, so the output of an analog which is proportional to the instantaneous temperature. If the temperature increase, the output of the voltage also increase. Okay, which is the basic principle behind the LM35 sensor. Next we see the features of the LM35 temperature sensor. Okay, the output of the LM35 is the Celsius. We already know that the temperature has two parameters. One is Celsius, another one is Fahrenheit. Okay, the LM35 temperature sensor provides the Celsius output. Okay, so calibrated directly in Celsius. Okay, then we measure the temperature within the range of minus 55 degree to 150 degree Celsius range. Okay, it is also suitable for the remote applications. I already told that it is the low cost due to the water level trimming. Okay, then operating temperature is the 4 to 30 volts. I already told that it is the low self heating because of that coating, the black coating. Okay, then temperature sensor has some calculation. It is not much more difficult. It is very easy. Okay, let's see. The The temperature sensors provides the analog value, but we need a temperature. Okay, it provides the analog value, but temperature means it need a temperature data. So we convert the analog data into the temperature data by using these three steps. Okay, so voltage at pin in millivolts is equal to reading from the ADC, which is nothing but we get the data from the temperature sensor. This is the reading from ADC into 5000 divided by 1024. Okay, in that case 5 means we provide a 5 volt to the temperature sensor. Okay, so in that case 5 means 5 volt we provide the temperature sensor. Then 1024 means here we use the 10-bit resolution ADC. Okay, so 2 power 10 equal to 1024. Okay, 1024 is nothing but here we use the 10-bit resolution ADC. So 2 power 10 equal to 1024. So the formula is voltage at pin in millivolts is equal to reading from ADC, which is nothing but output from the temperature sensor into 5000. 5 means in that case we provide 5 volt to the temperature sensor divided by 2 power 10. We use 10-bit resolution. So 2 power 10 equal to 1024. Okay. Then next step, voltage at pin in millivolts. Here 33 means here we use 5 volt to provide the temperature sensor, or maybe 3.3 volt also we provide the temperature sensor. So we provide 5 volt to the temperature sensor. In this formula we use, or we use 3.3 millivolt to the temperature sensor. In that formula we use. Okay, then we get the some data. So it provides the voltage value, but we need the temperature data. So the temperature data can be get from this formula. Okay, centigrade temperature equal to analog voltage in millivolt. Here we get the output of the data minus 500 divided by 10. Okay, from these two formulas we get the analog voltage, but we need the temperature value. So the temperature value can be get from this formula. Okay, centigrade temperature equal to the output of the previous two formula, analog voltage in millivolt minus 500 divided by 10. Okay, so I already told that the temperature has two parameters. One is Celsius, another one is Fahrenheit. So in our programming or project, we convert the Celsius to Fahrenheit formula. Okay, so in that case last we get the temperature in Celsius, but I want to temperature in Fahrenheit. So Fahrenheit formula you already know that Fahrenheit value is equal to, I provide a given Celsius value into 1.8 plus 32. Okay, in first two formulas we get the analog data. Okay, but I need a temperature value. So third formula I convert the analog data into the temperature data, but the temperature I already told that LM35 temperature data provides the Celsius value, but the temperature sensor have two parameters. One is Celsius, another one is Fahrenheit. I want to need a temperature in Fahrenheit, so I convert the Celsius value of the temperature into Fahrenheit. That corresponding formula is Fahrenheit value equal to given Celsius value into 1.8 plus 32. Okay. Next. So application of the temperature sensor. You already know that temperature sensor is used in the industries to monitor the temperature of the machines. Okay. Then medical field. You already know that the health monitoring. The health monitoring we use the temperature sensor to monitor the temperature of the human being, and motorsport, agriculture to monitor the temperature of the field. In that case, temperature sensors used in the agriculture and aerospace and also used in the automotive. Next, interfacing of temperature sensor with Arduino Uno. Okay, I already told the temperature sensor is the analog sensor. So here we see temperature sensor has 3 pins, one for VCC, another for ground, another for analog out. So 5 volt of the pin is connected to the VCC. VCC of the pin is connected to the 5 volt. Then ground pin of the temperature sensor is connected to the ground pin. Then analog out pin is connected to the analog pin of the Arduino Uno. Okay. Then we go for the programming session. Okay, let's go with the programming section. You guys are already know about the syntax of the Arduino programming. First we initialize the pin configuration. Okay, so int, here I use the temperature sensor, so temp equal to, I already told the temperature sensor is the analog sensor, so here I connect the temperature sensor analog out pin to the A0 pin of the Arduino. So int temperature equal to A0 pin. Then come to the void setup function. Here I use the pin mode function for here I indicate the temperature sensor is input or output. So sensor is nothing but the input device. So pin mode of A0 comma input. Okay. Next, I need to print the temperature sensor value in a serial monitor. So I initialize the serial monitor. Initialization of the serial monitor function is, you already know that, serial dot begin of what did we use is 9600. Okay, then come to the void loop function. Okay, here I initialize the some one variable. Okay, we get the analog data from the temperature sensor. It will be stored in some variable. So I initialize the variable int a equal to temperature sensor is the analog sensor. So here we use the function is analog read of which pin we get the temperature data, A0 pin. Okay, so int a equal to analog read of A0. Okay, here I store the analog data from the temperature sensor into a variable a. The data type of the variable is the int. So int a equal to analog read. Why we use the analog read? Because the temperature sensor is the analog sensor. So int a equal to analog read of A0. Okay, I already explained the calculation. So here I get the analog data, but I need the temperature sensor value. So it will be converted using the formula. Okay, I initialize the function Celsius equal to I store the analog data in A. So A into 500 divided by 1024. Okay. You guys are clear that the formula? I get the analog data from the temperature sensor. It will be stored in the A, but I need to print a temperature value. So it will be converted using the into Celsius. Into Celsius equal to given analog data into 500 divided by 1024. Okay. I need to print a Celsius value in a serial monitor. So serial dot println of which variable we store? Celsius. Okay. So Celsius. I need some delay to print a temperature data. So delay of 1000. Okay. I get the Celsius value in through the temperature sensor. Okay. But I need to get the temperature in Fahrenheit. That formula already you know that. Okay. So again into float into Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit equal to that given Celsius value into 1.8 plus 32. Okay. So I got the Fahrenheit value through the temperature sensor. I need to print the Fahrenheit value also in the serial monitor. So serial dot println of Fahrenheit. I need some delay to print a Fahrenheit value. So 1000. Once a program is done, we will verify. Before verifying the program, just save the program. Here we use the temperature sensor to temp underscore sensor. Okay. So verifying is on the process. In our program there is no errors, so it will be done by the done compiling statement. Okay. Next we go to hardware connection. Here we use the breadboard, jumper cables, Arduino Uno and temperature sensor to demonstrate the temperature sensor value. Okay, let's see one by one. First, here we use the LM35 temperature sensor. Okay, I already told that it has 3 pins. Okay, let's look the flat surface of the. It has 2 surfaces. One is flat surface. Okay, Let's make it with the flat surface. First pin of the temperature sensor is the VCC pin for power supply. Second pin is the output pin and third pin is the ground pin. Okay. So first take the temperature sensor with the face of flat surface. First pin is the power supply, second pin is the output pin and third pin is the ground pin. Okay. Here we use the Arduino Uno as the controller. The brain of the Arduino Uno board is the Atmega 328P microcontroller. Here we use only the analog pins because temperature sensor is analog sensor. So here we use the analog pins and power pins. Okay. An Arduino Uno has 14 digital pins. Okay. Here we connect the temperature sensor on Arduino Uno through the breadboard and jumper cables. Okay. Okay. Here I connect the VCC pin of the temperature sensor to 5 volt. Okay. Then middle pin, which means the output pin of the temperature sensor to the analog pin of the Arduino Uno. Then I connect the ground pin of the temperature sensor to ground pin in the Arduino Uno. Okay. Then Arduino Uno is connected to the CPU through the port. Then as usual procedure, let's go to the tools box. Select the port COM3. So Arduino Uno and CPU is connected to the port COM3. Then select the Arduino Uno board. Here we use the Arduino Uno, so board name is Arduino Uno. Then we upload the program to the Arduino Uno by using the upload icon. Once the program is uploaded in the Arduino Uno, it will be indicated by the done uploading statement. Okay. So once the program is uploaded in the Arduino Uno, it will be indicated by the transmitter and receiver section LEDs. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So temperature sensor is put in the room. So we already know that the room temperature value, it will be printed in the serial monitor. Okay. We already know that the room temperature value is 27 degrees Celsius or 28 degrees Celsius. Let's see. And room temperature in Fahrenheit is 78 to 80 in the range. Okay. Repeat the sentence. So I put the temperature sensor in the room. We already know that the room temperature value in the Celsius is 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. So 27. Temperature sensor in Celsius is 26. So temperature sensor in Fahrenheit is 80. Okay. It will be converted to the calculation part. Okay. Is it clear? Next we discuss about the water level sensor. Okay, the name says that you guys are already predict the use of the water level sensor. Yes, water level sensor is used to indicate the level of the water in the storage tank. Okay, let's start. First, water level sensor. Water level sensor is one of the type of the analog sensor. Water level sensor sense used to detect or sense the level of the liquid in the storage tank. Okay, in that case, liquid is nothing but the water, chemicals or oils. Okay, then elements of water level sensor. Okay, it has the 3 pins and traces and some resistors, and it also has one LED. Okay, first it has 3 pins. Okay, here the pin is nothing but a VCC pin for power supply. Second pin is minus pin, which is nothing but a ground pin. Third pin is signal pin. Okay, the signal pin only we get the output of the water level sensor. Okay, so it is the analog sensor. So signal pin is connected to the analog pin of the Arduino Uno. Okay, then come to the traces. It has 10 traces. Traces nothing but a, here we see the 10 lines. Okay, the line is called the traces. Okay, it has 10 traces, 5 for sense traces and 5 for power traces. Okay, here we see the difference between the sense traces and the power traces. Sense traces indicated by the green color and power traces indicated by the blue color. Okay, first the sense and power traces not connected manually. Okay, remember that the sense and power traces not connected manually. It is the individual traces. Okay, then it has some resistors. Okay, then it has one LED. One LED is nothing but a power LED. When the water sensor is connected to the CPU or computer, the power LED will glow. Okay, elements of the water level sensor is clear. Okay, then go to the principle of the water level sensor. Here we see the animation of the water level sensor with water. I already told that the sense traces and power traces not connected manually. Okay, but the water level sensor is immersed in the water. In that case, the water is the act as the medium between the sense traces and the power traces. Okay, I repeat that manually the sense traces and power traces is not connected manually, but the water level sensor is immersed in the water. Water acts as the medium between the sense traces and the power traces. Okay, in that case, traces act as the variable resistor like a potentiometer. Okay, whose resistance is varies according to the water level sensor. In that case, resistance is inversely proportional to the height of the water. Here see the animation. When the water level is high, resistance is minimum. When the water level is low, resistance is maximum. So resistance is inversely proportional to the height of the water. Okay, then when the water level sensor is immersed in the more water in the tank, okay, then the conductivity is high, which means a better conductivity. You guys are already know about the conductivity is inversely proportional to the resistance. Okay, conductivity is inversely proportional to the resistance. So water level sensor is immersed in the more water medium. At that case, conductivity is high, so lower resistance. Okay, when the water level sensor is immersed in the less water medium, at that case conductivity is very poor, so resistance is very high. Okay, so the sensor produces an output voltage according to the resistance. Okay, the sensor produces an output voltage according to the resistance. Okay, I repeatedly told that the principle of the water level sensor, resistance is inversely proportional to the height of the water. Okay, when the water level sensor is immersed in the more water medium, at that case conductivity is better, so resistance is lower. The water level sensor is immersed in the less water medium, at that case conductivity is poor but resistance is high, so the sensor produces an output voltage according to the resistance. Okay, it's clear. Next, interfacing of water level sensor with Arduino Uno. Okay, I already told that water level sensor is the analog sensor. So, plus pin of the water level sensor is connected to the 5 volt of the Arduino pin. Then minus pin of the water level sensor is connected to the ground pin of the Arduino Uno. Then the signal pin is connected to the analog, one of the analog pin of the Arduino Uno. It's clear. Next we go to the programming section. Let's start with the initialization of the pin. So, int, here I use the water level sensor. So, water equal to, I connect the signal pin of the water level sensor to the A0 pin of the Arduino Uno. So, int water equal to A0, then come to the while loop function. Here I mention the water sensor is the input or output. So, pin mode of A0 comma water level sensor is the input device. So, here I mention input. Then I need to print the water level sensor output in the serial monitor. So, I initialize the serial monitor by using the serial begin of. Here I use the baud rate is 9600. Okay. Then come to the while loop function. Here I store the output of the water level sensor into some variable. Int A equal to water level sensor is the analog sensor. So here I use the analog read function. Analog read of which pin I read the water level sensor output? A0 pin, through the A0 pin. So, okay, int A equal to analog read of A0. Here I get the water level sensor output through the A0 pin. It will be stored in the variable A through the analog read function. Okay. The data type of the variable equal to int. Int A equal to analog read of A0 function. Okay. I got the water level sensor output. Then I need to print the output of the water level sensor in a serial monitor. So it will be done by the serial dot println of A. I needed some delay to print the value. So delay of thousand. Okay. So in water level sensor, here there is no the calculation part. It consists of the 3 parts. First, initialize the water level sensor pin to Arduino Uno. So, int water equal to A0. Water level sensor signal pin is connected to the A0 pin. Here I initialize. Then I say that water level sensor is input or output. So, pin mode of A0 into input. The next line, I needed to print the water level sensor output in a serial monitor. It will be done through the serial begin of 9600. Then I got the water level sensor output through the A0 pin. It will be read by the analog read function and it will be stored in a variable through the function. Then I got the output of the water level sensor. Then I need to print the water level sensor output in a serial monitor. So serial println of A. Then I need some delay to print a water level sensor output value. So delay of 1 second. Okay. Next we go with the hardware connection part. Okay, these are the components here we used in the project. Let's see one by one. First, water level sensor. Okay, this is the type of water level sensor here we used in our project. Okay, I already told that it has 3 pins. Okay, plus, minus and signal pin. Plus pin is nothing but a VCC pin. Through the VCC pin only we get a power supply. Then minus pin is nothing but a ground pin. Third pin, signal pin is nothing but a in last programs we see the digital out analog note which is similar to the signal pin. Okay, signal pin only we got the output of the water level sensor. Okay, and it has some resistors and power LED. I already told that the power LED. Okay, when the water level sensor is connected to the CPU or computer, the power LED will glow. Okay, and coming to the important element in the water level sensor. Let's see the lines. Technical word is traces. Okay, it has 10 traces, 5 traces for sense traces and 5 traces for power traces. First traces starts with the sense traces, then power traces, then sense traces. Okay, let's see. I already told that the sense traces and power traces is not connected manually. Okay, see that sense traces and power traces is not connected manually. Okay, then here we use the controller as the Arduino Uno. Okay, here the controller is the Atmega 328P microcontroller. Okay, it has 14 digital pins and 6 analog pins and power supply pins. Okay, here we demonstrate the water level sensor. So digital pin is not necessary because water level sensor is the analog sensor. So here we use the analog pins and power supply pins. Okay, the water level sensor and the controller, it will be connected through the power cords or jumper cables. Okay, here I connect the water level sensor to the jumper cables. Then I connect to the Arduino Uno. Okay, plus pin of the water level sensor is connected to the 5 volt of the Arduino Uno. Then minus pin of the water level sensor is connected to ground pin of the Arduino Uno. Then signal pin of the water level sensor is connected to the A0 pin of the Arduino Uno. Okay, here the Arduino Uno is connected to the CPU through the port. Okay, as usual procedure, let's go with the tools part. Set the port. Here we use the COM3 port. So Arduino Uno and the CPU connected through the COM3 port. Then select the board. Here we use the Arduino Uno. So select the Arduino Uno board and then dump the code to the Arduino Uno. Use the upload function. Once the program is uploaded in the Arduino Uno, it will be indicated by the done uploading function. Okay, so here I didn't measure the water level sensor to any storage tank or water. So here we see the output is 0 because we didn't immerse the water level sensor to any water. So output is 0. Next, here I immerse the water level sensor to little bit. Okay, so the output is, see the output is minimum range of value 260, 275. Okay, then I immerse the water level sensor to here we see the output of the water level sensor. The value is increased. So I already told that when the water level sensor is immersed in the more water, conductivity is better. So output is high. When I take the water level sensor from the water, the output is low. When I put the water level sensor, to water, the conductivity will be increased. So output is high. Is it clear?